Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. What a big news for DC today in terms of a new movie that has begun shooting. It's quite interesting because all three movies have thunderbolts in it. Did you notice that? Black Adam started shooting Thunderbolt, Shazam 2, Thunderbolt, and now The Flash, Thunderbolt. It's like, what is up with that? It's like the trilogy of Thunder movies or something. I don't know. In fact, it's kind of weird because even Thor, Love and Thunder, is shooting now. We all like our Thunder heroes, apparently. But before we get into any of that, let's start with the first topic of the day. The first topic of the day is going to be about Mortal Kombat, and it's going to start soon. It's coming soon, really soon. And hopefully you guys are ready for this. Hopefully a really cool Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, the fight so far looks awesome. Louis Tan, Ludi Lin, I can't wait to see them. And also, they dropped the soundtrack for it, right? They dropped the music for it. It's not as good as the original Mortal Kombat song, but I'm glad they revamped it a little bit, and it just brings back those Mortal Kombat memories. But according to this, the screenwriter, in fact, the screenwriter is saying that he envisions the film as a first in a trilogy. This is coming from actually coming from comic book resources here. In fact, the Mortal Kombat dude, he says, when I wrote it, I conceived it as a trilogy. I didn't even tell the people I was working with I was doing it as a trilogy. Just as a writer, you never want to paint yourself into a corner or shut down where your storyline could go, Russo tells CBR. When I was writing the first film, I was always in the back of my mind outlining two more, so I always knew where things could go. I would love to come back and explore. There's just so much of the mythology that we didn't have time to get into, but 2 hours is the right length for a first film. But there's more. There's the Shaolin monks. There's the special forces. There's all these spin-offs that you could see. So it looks like they're looking for maybe areas to explore even farther beyond the first movie. And all you can read all that more in that the article by Comic Book Resources. And I'm thinking, cool. I would love to see more if this one turns out well. I'm getting weird Mortal Kombat Annihilation flashbacks though, so hopefully it works out better in this in this trilogy. But we always have to see the first one first, and that, you know, real soon we're gonna get to see Mortal Kombat on HBO Max and in theaters as well. So that's Mortal Kombat. All right, the next topic of the day is going to be about Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse 2. They're finally making the sequel to, honestly, to me, the best Spider-Man movie ever. I know everybody's going to be like, no, it's the Spider-Man 2. No, it's Amazing Spider-Man 1. No, it's going to be Spider-Man Tom Holland, whatever those one are called, something home. But no, to me, though, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the absolutely best Spider-Man movie of all time. And I'm just gonna hold on to that. I'm not backing down from that whatsoever. To me, that is absolutely my best favorite. So I am ecstatic to hear. I don't know why it took so long, but it's finally coming together. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 is having apparently like 3 directors involved with this. Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson. Who are these people? Well, Dos Santos and Thompson are both Sony Pictures animation veterans, making their featuring directing debuts with Spider-Verse sequel. Their previous credits include Nickelodeon's The Legend of Korra, okay, Avatar: The Last Airbender, very good, DreamWorks Animation's Voltron, Legendary Defender, awesome, Justice League Unlimited, and Teen Titans. Okay, well, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Thompson's work as a production designer for the first Spider-Verse film won an Annie Award. Cool. He was also production designer for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Meatballs 2. I love those two movies, so that's great. So that's good, full on, really good stuff. And then Powers is currently nominated for the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay for the civil rights drama One Night in Miami. Oh, interesting. He's also the co-director of Pixar's Soul, which is an awesome movie as well. Wow. So there's got a lot of people in here that are coming together and making an incredible Spider-Verse sequel. And I know it's going to be a great Spider-Verse sequel. Lord is still there's a script by Lord and Rothman, so that's cool. Lord Miller, that's great. And it was the first, and so it will continue Miles Morales, of course. And I'm thinking they're probably going to bring back Oscar Isaac for the future Spider-Man as well, so that would be cool. Lord and Miller said in a statement, "We are so lucky to have Joaquin, Justin, and Kemp on the Spider-Verse team. We're huge fans of Joaquin's work. He makes his character so heartfelt and unique, and he can tell an emotional story with an action sequence the way a musical does through a song. Justin is a maverick filmmaker who relentlessly pursues visual innovation and surprise, but always in support of the emotional storytelling. Kemp's work is incisive, ambitious, and funny, with a writer's wisdom and a director's heart. He just knows what matters in every scene. All three of them elevate every project they take on, and they are certainly raising our game. We honestly just like them and want to be their friends, and we're hoping working on this movie together for the next few years will totally make that happen." When is this scheduled to come out? It's scheduled to come out next year, October 7th. October 7th, 2022. So that's not too far off, actually. You know, I was thinking a few years away, but next year, October, it's almost 2 years. But that's great. And I can't wait to see Into the Spider-Verse, the sequel. I really, really wanted more of that. Like, it was so emotional. It was so awesome. It was hip. And I just couldn't get the songs out of my head. The best, absolutely best part was when Miles Morales finally became Spider-Man. And it was awesome. That was awesome. All right. Next is, let's see. What's next? Oh, the next is Suicide Squad. Since we're going to superheroes now, let's head into DC for a little bit. James Gunn tweeted this out. Check us out in Den of Geeks Massive, the Suicide Squad cover story, out on April 27th. Exclusive interviews with him, Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, John Cena, and Joel Kinnaman. By the way, we completely finished the movie this week, VFX and all. Can't wait for you all to see it. So he's done. Everything's done. It's all in the can. Well, that's, in terms of shooting, but this is like all ready to go, ready to premiere on HBO Max. It's still a bit of ways away, but it looks like he's pretty happy with that. So if anyone wants to check out that Den of Geek magazine, and he says, yes, it is unusual, but I always plan to have it done by now. What's more unusual is that we didn't do a single shot of pickups or any post-production shooting, so no reshoots whatsoever. Outside of Chris Nolan, that almost never happens, if at all, on tentpole superhero films. Yes, it comes out on August 6th. There's nothing left to do other than me looking at marketing and toys, doing publicity, and waiting for the world to heal just a little more so a large number of people can see it safely in theaters where it is intended to be seen. And he, clarifies once more, yes, the movie is mine from start to finish, and there's a poster of it in theaters. Sweet. So, and no doubt, I think at this point, for at least for James Gunn, they really just left him alone to do whatever he needed to do. So we are definitely going to see James Gunn's version and cut of the Suicide Squad. For once! I think Todd Phillips was able to do that too, but this time, for once, when a full backing by Warner Brothers, wow. I just wish other directors would get that same courtesy. And I'm sure others will get it as well. But certainly, Zack Snyder never got that courtesy. And but he's getting a lot of cool stuff happening for Zack Snyder's Justice League now, so the Snyder Cut. In fact, this is one of the other things that are coming out. That Snyder Cut is congratulated for getting an MTV Awards nomination for Best Fight. So MTV Movie Awards right there. The little cool sound that I'm gonna mute for a little bit. But vote now, vote.mtv.com for all the different movies that are put out. Now, this is the interesting part, because on Sunday, May 16th, they're going to have it. Go through that, vote.mtv.com, vote for the Snyder Cut for one of the best fights, and you have a maximum of 20 votes. So if you wish, you can go ahead and vote for each category. Some of you will say, well, all I care is about the Snyder Cut. Well, actually, it's kind of funny, because you can actually do that. You can actually vote all 20 votes for the Snyder Cut for best fight, and disregarding everything else. Some people have done that, I don't know, but you can also, after about 4 hours or so, go back and vote again. So definitely, please participate and vote for Zack Snyder's Justice League for the best fights of so far, wherever it had left off. But anyway, in that topic. All right, so that's pretty much it for the Snyder Cut. That's it for Justice League. And hopefully we'll get more Zack Snyder content like really soon. Okay, the next thing is another DC film, and this time it's The Flash. Like I said, this dropped this morning. Andy Muschietti himself put it on Instagram. Here we go, The Flash Day 1, the hashtag The Flash Movie, and here is his little teaser clip here. Check it out. Okay, well, let's kind of minimize that and show that video a little bit. So now there you have it, the official logo for the Flash, and a little bit hinting at the suit that the Flash is going to wear. And so, you know, it's all as seen on DC Fandom, it's definitely going to be all you know, the gold lines on there, and he's going to have the yellow lightning instead of the blue lightning. And I remember being revealed that Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, is going to help him with that suit and creating that new suit, so he can probably travel farther through the time and stuff like that. So really, you know, utilizing Wayne technology there a little bit for his suit. So you'll probably see a bit of that. That's the new logo. It's like any Flash logo, really. It's got the thunderbolt with the circle and the although this part you can actually see some type of technology metallic, like they're kind of like a almost like a Tony Stark little thing over there happening on the chest, or even like a Ultraman blinker or something. But that definitely is different than maybe the TV show where it was just white. Sometimes they didn't even have the white at all, but it is certainly different than that. How close is that to the suit? I'd probably say that's pretty much his suit, even down to the texture wise of what his suit will look like for Ezra Miller. So of course it will be an upgrade from Zack Snyder's version, and Zack Snyder did, you know, indicate back then that he wanted his suit to look like it was all patched together, so that later on a director, whoever is going to direct the next Flash movie, can come in and actually, you know, make their own Flash costume. So they made room. He said he made room for that, and definitely I think Rick Famuyiwa would have done a different Flash suit as well. Would it be this one? I don't know, but this is the Flash suit right there. So that's that. Even more in regards to Andy Muschietti's The Flash, apparently Michael Keaton talent agency has confirmed the actor will indeed return in as Batman in the Flash movie. This is coming from The Wrap. The talent agency is ICM Partners. We've had a little bit of a hiccup where Michael Keaton was kind of like saying, well, I don't know, COVID, I don't really want to deal with that, and I have all these projects to do. But apparently something, you know, happened. Maybe he got his way, I don't know, got more money, I don't know. But he's definitely now going to be in the Flash movie, and maybe that was just a way of saying, hey, I want to get more projects, you know. If I'm going to say yes, maybe it's, you know, when they reported before that he was in the process of trying to get a Batman Beyond film, or like a Batgirl Beyond, I guess, adaptation of Batman Beyond in some sort of fashion. So more movies with him as Batman, because he's like, I'm not going to just play Batman in the Flash movie. I'm going to play Batman for a couple of movies in whatever universe, in his own universe there. So so I think he probably got his way, and he'll probably get some movies out of that. So Michael Keaton fans, be ready. We're gonna have Batman in there, and not just one Batman. We're gonna have two Batmans in there. We're gonna have Ben Affleck as Batman, and we're gonna have Michael Keaton as Batman as well. So that'd be pretty awesome to see Michael Keaton come back. And I wonder how changed the suit is. I mean, in terms of the concept art, it looks like the regular Batman '89 Batman suit. And then they'll probably have to adapt it to fit it over him. But that'll be interesting to see him back in there. I think that will pull a lot of nostalgia strings in terms of fans of Batman '89. And I'm a fan of Batman '89. I was there in Waikiki Shell, down there at Theater 3, Waikiki 3, ready to watch Batman when I was a kid. So definitely a lot of memories from Michael Keaton's Batman. There you have. And a little bit more. We have now, and you just heard a little bit of the theme song there. They're reporting now who the actual composer for that theme music and theme song and other works he has done. So the Flash movie has enlisted composer Benjamin Wallfish. Okay, so let's see. He has done, what has he done? Composer Benjamin Wallfish, who has Mortal Kombat out this week, is speeding on to his next project. Oh, so he composed Mortal Kombat, which had a lot of like techno stuff in it. So that's kind of cool. He already played in the DC Universe before with 2019 Shazam. That was okay. With other recent scores, including The Invisible Man. Don't remember the music from The Invisible Man, but Blade Runner 2049. Okay. I love Blade Runner 2049, but that he worked on with Hans Zimmer, so I don't know how much work he has actually put in that. Hans Zimmer is awesome, but I'm sure he did. But Blade Runner 2049, that is a great movie in terms of music under your belt, so I'm loving that. I'm loving that. The music that we've heard earlier does sound, honestly, it sounds like Spider-Man. Like, it sounds very Spider-Man-ish. It sounds kind of like, I mean, it does sound like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man a little bit. But that's just a little small sample. And there's nothing wrong with that because I love the Tobey Maguire soundtrack. I think Danny Elfman did really well with that. He didn't do very well with Joss Whedon's version of Justice League, but for past ones, I'm not going to discount that he was a great composer for certain projects like Spider-Man, Nightmare Before Christmas, all those whimsical ones. But and it certainly has a little hint of that in this new Flash score there. So I'm curious, how is that going to turn out? Like, I'm right now in my mind, I'm like, Speed Force from Junkie XL is absolutely awesome. It sounds amazing. Can that beat that? I don't know. We're gonna have to hear. We're gonna have to watch and listen to see how this composer will do well. But judging from his filmography right here, aside from, I don't really remember what Shazam and Invisible Man sounded like, but Blade Runner 2049 and what I've heard from Mortal Kombat so far, I'm liking it. I'm liking this guy. I'm liking this composer so far. So I'm kind of excited, but should I be excited? I mean, it's kind of hard because, the Flash movie is incredible. I mean, that is a movie I've wanted to watch, I've wanted to see, and there were a lot of different theories about maybe Nicolas Cage will show up, maybe there's multiple Supermans or something like that. That may not be the case. I don't know. So far, there's only a Supergirl in it, which is really cool. The first DCEU Supergirl, Sasha Calle, and I can't wait to see her in the suit and all that. And I can't wait to see Ezra Miller's new suit. I can't wait to see him interacting with Batman '89. Seeing Ben Affleck once again in the bat suit, the bat suit. Iris West, Kiersey Clemens is back as Iris West for this, and so it's exciting. But you just can't help it. Like, it should be really exciting. Right? It should be really exciting. Except like there's this cloud over it, Is this cloud over it of all the revealing of the toxicity of the execs and everything. And Ray Fisher brought a good point. It's like, now if we could just get Walter Amada to announce an apology to the participants of the Justice League investigation. Yes, I mean, honestly, as execs, like, I would be saying, all right, sorry, we apologize, you know, just get over it, you know, get over themselves, right? And just apologize to 80 participants, put it out there, and says we're ready to move forward with bringing exciting movies and stuff. We apologize for everything that has happened, for everything that they have to go through, and for all the, you know, injustices and stuff like that. Make it be known, put it out there, because I'm seeing, like, left and right, people are not excited for this. Like, DC fans are, like, flocking to the subpar Shang-Chi trailer. I'm sorry. That was a subpar trailer for me. I've seen a lot of martial arts movie. It doesn't really make me too excited. Maybe I'm jaded already with that, but it doesn't really excite me too much. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, just, people are flocking that to over the Flash movie, and that shouldn't be the case. I mean, DC should be proud of being DC fans. We should be proud of watching DC. We should be excited for every DC project. But this cloud of these two execs, Walter Amada and Toby Emmerich, just really just really made it, hampered the excitement a little bit. Kind of, people are like, I can't get too excited anymore and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm like, I'm eager to see what they've got in play for the Flash, but just all this cloud over it, this darkness is you know, clouding the excitement and the hyping of this movie in a bit. I'm never gonna watch it. I have, you know, I'm a YouTube journalist, but I really don't know what's going to come of this. I don't think anything will. I think they've pretty much moved past beyond having Cyborg in their movie at this point. They're going to try to see, and I'm really curious to see how this movie performs in a post-Snyder Cut world. And, you know, I'm sure we'll have the first indications of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. But I'm really intrigued by that. I'm willing to see what that would be like, and what would, you know, honestly, like, the general mainstream audiences, and maybe they do know, maybe they're smarter than we think that we are, we think they are, but I honestly don't think they know anything of what's going on. They're just like, okay, it's a new movie, and so they're just gonna go flock and watch it, right? But there is a dark cloud around it, and I'm hoping that it would clear it up, and they just have to, you know, come out and say something, address it, you know, actively address and just put their ego aside and recoup the faith in the fans that have been there since Man of Steel, right? There are a lot of us. There are a lot more of us previously than after what they did with Justice League, and you can see the numbers. I mean, you can definitely see the numbers. I'm even asked Squadcast Media. Tim Yoko had the numbers from when Justice League happened to all the way down, the faith in the studio. Then it went straight back up for when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out. So they got to see that. So there's got to be something that be done here. But I feel bad. You know, I feel terrible. I feel terrible because Andy Muschietti doesn't deserve it. He's just trying to make a great movie. Andy and Barbara, they got these great ideas, and they just want to showcase their stuff, right? And also, you know, Ezra Miller is going to be in there. So Ezra Miller is definitely from Zack Snyder, the Snyder Cut and everything, and he's getting to be Flash once again. We get to see Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck once again, probably maybe for the last time, unless something happens in terms of Restore the Snyderverse. We get to see Iris West. Kiersey Clemons gets a chance to be Iris West once again. And then Michael Keaton. I mean, Michael Keaton gets to be Batman once again. He doesn't have to be Birdman in that Birdman movie. He doesn't have to be the Vulture. He still is, but he's like, he gets to be Batman once again. And that we should be pretty proud of and happy about. But Sasha Calle, man. Sasha Calle, new upcoming actress who was so excited. She was in tears, excitement for being the Flash movie, getting a part in Flash movie, for being one of the, I would say, probably like the second most strongest superhero past Superman, Supergirl. That's awesome. And she is floored. But it's so embarrassing in a way to know that she's has that dark cloud over this movie, and she's just trying to get through in her career as an actress. And I'm rooting for her, man. I can't wait to see her in the Supergirl outfit. I can't wait to see her. I hope she has fun playing that. I hope we get a lot of her. I hope it's not like a few seconds. I hope we get like full-on sequences with her. Hopefully, like she's flying and racing Ezra Miller's The Flash or something. That would be really cool. So I'm really rooting for her, Sasha Calle, and hopefully it's a really good Supergirl. But like I said, man, I hope maybe as we get closer and things transpire, things happen in a way that will make us much more excited for this movie, and a movie that we should definitely be 100% excited for, and without all that darkness and that cloud over it. And hopefully something happens where we can get past all that and be once again DC fans. But I think it starts with the execs. Maybe by the time this comes out, there are certain execs won't be around anymore, and then that darkness cloud will be over. I don't know, and I hope so. I really hope so. Of all this, but The Flash is definitely coming out, and they're starting to shoot at day one now. All these Thunder movies are happening now, and it's going to be hopefully an exciting time for to be a DC fan once again. So we'll see, but. We'll see. All right, well, that is pretty much it for that. Members, comments, and questions. Let's start with Jandon Patterson. Damn, bro, I missed the t-shirt pick part on that vid till a day or two later. I'll get my pics. How do I send it to you other than Twitter? Email, I take it. We'll keep that hot dog line on for you at utel6. Slaw dogs for life. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, I mean, you can, yeah, and I'll post it up if you, so buy any shirt down below, and then if you get the shirt, post a picture of yourself with the shirt, and I'll put it on the video. So, yeah, you can email. You can either do Twitter at me at Ping Pong Flix. I have Instagram at Ping Pong Flix. I'll try to get to it. YouTube. Email is pingpongflix@gmail.com, so you can check all those out. But thank you very much. I don't know about Pedro Pascal's politics or how he wants to live his life, but him not fully backing I Stand with Gina Carano pissed me off, but somewhat like this dude at Triple Frontier on Netflix, the Ben Affleck movie. I thought he was pretty damn good as the Viper in Game of Thrones, the 4th or 5th season. Episode of The Mountain, the Viper, he was good, overacted a little, but stayed true to the character he was playing. It was the best part of Wonder Woman 1984. I will only watch that movie one time, and he seemed to have the best work, even if he worked the Orange Man bad angle a little. Orange Man, too much, but not as much as we led to believe. Stay safe, potato chip, and stay sane, exiles. I really, really love his work as Mandalorian. Like, you don't see his face, but just his, motion acting and just his voice and everything. I really enjoy Mandalorian, and I hope we get to see more of that. Mr. Justice Con, gonna watch them slowly. Great interview, Chris. Well, thank you, Bowl of Me. Appreciate it. Zack Snyder is in the same league of directors as Cameron and Spielberg. Remember how Spielberg pioneered the use of animatronics in Jurassic series, and how Cameron used motion capture in Avatar? In the age of formulaic cinematography, Snyder's movies look different because of his shot framing and artistic screen composition. 3D volume would help him cut costs on post-production, and is well suited for tighter budgets of OTT. Yeah, I agree. It will probably really much help him out in terms of future projects. There's so much talk going on about Zack Snyder's Justice League at HBO Max. Keep supporting HBO Max and watching Zack Snyder's vision. I just pre-ordered my black suit Superman and Batman figure. Restore the Snyderverse. Oh yeah, and also there was like Warner Brothers UK. actually tweeted out that Zack Snyder's Justice League will be available on digital, so you can own it now. And so it's kind of, that was kind of cool of Warner Bros. UK to do that. If only Warner Bros. US would it be so dicky. I don't know. Hi, Chris. You said you hadn't noticed Wonder Woman's sword mistake yet, so I created a Twitter account to post a comparison that clearly shows it. Oh, let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it right here. It's loading here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Remaster Zack Snyder's Justice League. The problem is, okay, here we go. Oh my god. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Okay, Wonder Woman's sword ruins the continuity. I assume the reasoning behind this design is that Zack Snyder wanted Diana to have a new sword for JL2, so he added the sword in Cyborg's Nightmare Vision. Okay, the problem is that the VFX companies in charge of Diana's sword CGI either lost the original file or mistakenly used the JL2 file. The result being that later in the film, Wonder Woman's sword frequently changes during the final battle. Okay, so this sword is the same as this sword. Is that not the same sword? Is that not the same sword? Okay, so this is definitely not the same sword as that, right? The hilt looks a little bit different. That's interesting. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to post that. I'm gonna send it to him. Say, hey, did they mistake the sword for that? Well, thank you. I'm gonna save that Twitter image. I'm gonna check that out a little bit. I'm gonna investigate further. Thank you, Hi Fruit, for pointing that out. So, were The Rock and his daughter watching the Aquaman film or Zack Snyder's Justice League? They were watching the Aquaman film, the beginning part. SnyderCon in October. Chris, did I hear that right? Apparently, yeah. Here's to the Snyder Cut Sucker Punch coming out by then. Maybe its world premiere will be at SnyderCon. Well, I think Zack Snyder said it himself at JusticeCon that it's going to be Man of Steel, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. All three in 3 days. Oh, I wonder if Man of Steel is going to have a... You never said. So Jay Oliva said on Saturday Zack absolutely had planned a Flashpoint film for after the conclusion of the 5-part trilogy. This is glorious, but frankly, it leads to a big question. If Flashpoint happens after Justice League 3, and in other words, Bruce is dead, what happens to ensure the famous ending that Jeffrey Dean Morgan's letter is given to Bruce at the end? Of course, maybe it will have a completely different ending entirely. Barry will probably tell Thomas about Bruce's heroic death to save the world, so Thomas wouldn't have a reason to write the letter. Or here's something, with all the rumors about them taking a cue from the comics where Bruce didn't really die but was sent back in time, maybe to the history lesson period, what if at the end where Barry's fixing the timeline, it leads to him finding Bruce in the past and bringing him back? I've long speculated Barry could find another Bruce and Dick Grayson on another Earth where the two lost everything, Gotham reduced to rubble, and Barry brings them to his timeline and they get a second chance. Maybe with a whole soft reboot idea, that would be best. Maybe the Snyderverse, Batman Beyond, and Bruce Kent can still have an old man Bruce Wayne mentoring him after all. Wow. All interesting scenarios that I, one day, maybe all will be revealed how that was supposed to go down. Funny thing is, the Ten Rings organization was apparently set up in the first Iron Man film. Okay, well, thank you for explaining. Okay, so the organization behind the terrorists who captured Tony, and the organization is led in the comics by the Mandarin. Now in MCU's short setup that there is a real Mandarin who's displeased with Trevor using the name. Oh, I'd say the fellow we see on the throne, the Ten Ring symbol on the wall behind him is the true man. Oh, so Tony Leung is actually the Mandarin. Oh, that's interesting. It's a shame Tony Stark wasn't able to face him, being dead. Oh, yeah. I wonder if he mentions him. This just reminds me of the Adam movie we aren't getting. Looks like you took a long and foo thief and dipped it in Disney gloss. I'm good. I appreciate the representation, though. Chris, Netflix at one point was expected to be outperformed by Disney Plus, but that never happened. They are still at the top of the game. What do you think they did right from a marketing perspective? Outperform. Yeah, I think it's just the amount of content they're putting out. And it's not just specific content. Like Disney Plus is just putting specific, like, here's Falcon series, here's WandaVision series. Netflix is like, here is like 5, 20, 50 things, blowing things up. They're constantly throwing things out. You don't have to wait for a Friday. It's almost every day there's something new coming out for Netflix, and it's just original content, original after original after original content. And in terms of not just American content, there is international content. And I think that makes it even better. I mean, they got some, there's people love to watch the Korean dramas. I sometimes watch some Korean drama, but it's like you see, there's like tons of stuff. There's anime, there's blam, bam, 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 bam. They're going nuts over there, right? They got kids shows. There's just a lot of things there. And so with that much content, that's why all these other Disney Plus, HBO Max, they're trying to get more HBO Max originals because they realize that content is king. Content is king. The more content you have, the more feasible your price is in monthly prices. So I think Netflix being like right there, and also letting the creators do whatever they want. They're not so focused on, and I don't know how much. I don't know if they give notes at all to these directors, like, just put out whatever you want to do. Go do it. Let's just sign off on that. Here's your check. Get to the next guy who's coming into the room. Hey, I want to do this sci-fi action movie, and there's this shark that turns into a robot, and it's like, good, go, do it. Next, good, go, do it. It's like that. They have the power because they have so much subscribers. Movies like Shang-Chi or Black Widow don't appeal to me because they're not part of a bigger story like Infinity Saga. Being Marvel, though, people would still check it out. Yeah, they're still going to check it out. Marvel. Now, I know someone asked me, and a couple people asked me, why don't you show it to your kids and see the reactions? I haven't been able to do that yet. I tried to get them in here and look at it. They looked at the thumbnail and they weren't interested at all. They walked away. So I'll try though. I'm gonna try to get my two boys. They're 10 and 9, or 11 and 9 actually. So, and they watched all the Marvel movies. Well, specifically more like Infinity War and Endgame and the Iron Man saga. I guess not too interested in the other ones, but yeah, I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll do that. See, maybe with a young eyes, I want to see what the reaction is to that trailer, and I could be wrong. All right, well, that is it. That's it for today. That went a little bit longer than I usually want it nowadays, but hopefully you enjoyed that. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Keep this hot dog light on right here, back here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.